Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to IQCIVILS IAS Academy, a great coach transforms life. So this is the last video of our El Nino and the monsoon part 3. In first video, I told you about El Nino, La Nina and ENSO. Then in second video, I discussed the impact of the El Nino, and in this video, we will discuss the conditions and impact and about the La Nina. Then we will also discuss the impact of El Nino and La Nina on India and the world. In last two videos, we discussed only the impact of El Nino, La Nina and ENSO on either Southern America or Philippines or Indonesia or Australia. But before we start our class, remember we are starting our new batches from 5th July, 12th July and 19th July 2023. These batches are available offline as well as online. You can book your seat for either online or for offline classes by calling on these numbers. This is the number of our director Mr. Anuj Singh, and this is our counselor Indrani Deka. Why you should join IQ Civils IAS Academy? Because we give you faculties from Delhi, and this is our elite panel of faculties from Delhi that includes Sachin sir, Sunil sir, Anuj sir, Alok sir, Yogesh sir, Rizwan sir, Vikram sir, and Nitin Kumar sir. Okay, this is the 4.9 star given by the student to us on Google. See, when students give 4.9 star to an civil services institute or academy, it is rare and it is unique because this much quality assurance is not available anywhere in India. So about El Nino, La Nina, ENSO, what is La Nina, what is El Nino, what is the impact of El Nino, what is the history of El Nino, when was the El Nino first detected, everything, then how it is monitored, what is Oceanic Nino Index. We discuss this also as well as we discuss the impact of El Nino. Now we will discuss about the La Nina. Okay. So what is La Nina? It means little girl in Spanish. El Nino means little boy in Spanish. La Nina means little girl in Spanish. Okay. It is also sometimes called El Viejo, anti-El Nino, or simply a cold event. You can call El Nino warm event and La Nina cold event, right? La Nina event represents periods of below average sea surface temperatures across the east central equatorial Pacific. Now, which is the east central equatorial Pacific? So, this one. This is east. Okay, this is central equatorial Pacific. This is the equator 0 degree, right? So, just a minute. Okay, so this is about east central equatorial Pacific. It is indicated by sea surface temperature decreased by more than 0.9 degree Fahrenheit for at least 5 successive 3-month seasons. 3 month plus 3 month plus 3 month plus 3 month plus 3 month. So 6, 6, 12. So for successively for 15 months, if the average temperature of if the average temperature of Eastern Pacific Equatorial Ocean decreases by 0.9 degree Fahrenheit, then we say कि La Nina is there. So La Nina event is observed when the water temperature in the Eastern Pacific gets comparatively colder than normal, as a consequence of which there is a strong high pressure over the Eastern Equatorial Pacific. This high pressure is of air. Okay, what it means, as I told you, El Nino, La Nina and the neutral phase, all these three together we call them ENSO, El Nino Southern Oscillation, right? We call them ENSO. So they are and you know ENSO is about the ocean temperature as well as the atmospheric pressure. So strong high pressure over Eastern Equatorial Pacific will be created and the ocean temperature will go below normal. This is La Nina event, in which the strong trade winds will blow from South America towards the Australia, Indonesia, and further it will go towards India. Okay, and in El Nino, just a minute. In El Nino, strong winds will blow from west to east, and in La Nina, strong winds will blow from east to west. Okay. Now the conditions of La Nina. La Nina is caused by a buildup of cooler than normal waters in tropical Pacific, and normally El Nino is followed by the La Nina years. So La Nina is caused by a buildup of cooler than normal waters in tropical Pacific, the area of the Pacific Ocean between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. This La Nina is characterized by lower than normal air pressure over the Western Pacific. So in case of La Nina, here air pressure is high. Okay, if we talk about air pressure, so here air pressure is high and here air pressure is low. That is what they are saying. This is Eastern Pacific and this is Western Pacific. Fine. So La Nina is characterized by lower than normal air pressure over the Western Pacific. These low pressure zones contribute to increased rainfall. La Nina events are also associated with rainier than normal conditions over southeastern Africa and northern Brazil. So, if you consider, like here, if you go northern Brazil and southeastern Africa, so here somewhere southeastern Africa, here rainfall will be more. Okay. However, strong La Nina events are associated with catastrophic floods in northern Australia. As I already told you, if there is El Nino, just a minute. If there is El Nino, so there will be heavy rainfall in northern America's California and southern America, and in La Nina there will be heavy rainfall in this year. That's what they are telling us. So simple, right? However, strong La Nina events are associated with catastrophic floods in northern Australia. La Nina is also characterized by higher than normal pressure over the central and eastern Pacific. I told you, high pressure, low pressure. Okay, in La Nina. In El Nino, low pressure, high pressures. Okay. This results in decreased cloud production and rainfall in that region. Drier than normal conditions are observed along the west coast of tropical South America, the Gulf Coast of USA, and the Pampas region of southern South America. Okay. Now, what are the impact of La Nina on Europe? In case of Europe, El Nino reduces the number of hurricanes, but in case of La Nina, it tends to lead a mild winters in northern Europe, that is UK. If there is a La Nina year, it is good for UK because the winter in UK will be mild. Okay. Winter in UK will be mild, but colder winters in southern and western Europe, leading to snow in Mediterranean region. Okay, this is the impact of La Nina on Europe. And what is the impact of La Nina on North America? In case of North America, it is continental North America where most of these conditions are felt. What are those conditions? Stronger winds along the equatorial region, especially in the Pacific. Favorable conditions for hurricanes in the Caribbean and Central Atlantic area. If you remember, I told you if there is a El Nino, most of the time El Nino is associated with negative things. But when it comes to La Nina, or when it comes to hurricanes in Atlantic Ocean, so El Nino is associated with lesser number of hurricanes in Atlantic Ocean, which is the positive impact of El Nino. Now, if La Nina is opposite of El Nino, means hurricanes will increase. In El Nino, hurricanes will reduce, but in La Nina, hurricanes will increase. So, favorable conditions for hurricanes in the Caribbean and Central Atlantic area, greater instances of tornadoes in various states of USA. Then in case of South America, impact will be La Nina causes drought in the South American countries of Peru and Ecuador. It usually has a positive impact on the fishing industry of Western South America. Okay, see, El Nino has positive impact on fishery, but where in Eastern Pacific Ocean, and La Nina has positive impact on Western Pacific Ocean. Okay, then what is the impact on Western Pacific Ocean? In the Western Pacific, La Nina increases the potential for landfall in those areas most vulnerable to their effects, and especially into continental Asia and China. Then it also leads to heavy floods in Australia. I told you there are increased temperatures in Western Pacific, Indian Ocean, and off the Somalian coast. So that is the reason whether it is El Nino or La Nina, both have impact on Indian monsoon. Both of them have impact on Indian monsoon. Okay. So La Nina came in 2010. So the 2010 La Nina event correlates with one of the worst floods in the history of Queensland, Australia. More than 10,000 people were forced to evacuate, and damage from the disaster was estimated at more than $2 billion. That was the impact of the La Nina in 2010 on Australia, as La Nina event have lead to the more rainfall in the Australia as well as in the Indonesia. Now, what is the impact of ENSO, that is El Nino Southern Ocean, Southern Oscillation, which includes El Nino, La Nina, and the neutral phase of both? So, El Nino, in case of El Nino, strong El Nino events contribute to weaker monsoon and even droughts in India, Southeast Asia. And La Nina, the cold air occupies a larger part of India than the El Nino cold air. In the La Nina air, rainfall associated with the summer monsoon. Remember, monsoon that comes to India is summer monsoon. Huh? Monsoon that comes to India is a summer monsoon. So in the La Nina year, rainfall associated with the summer monsoon in Southeast Asia tends to be greater than normal. So in El Nino year, rainfall in India will go down. In La Nina year, rainfall in India will increase. Especially in northwest India and Bangladesh, rainfall will be more. And if there is more rainfall, then obviously it will benefit the Indian economy, which depends on the monsoon for agriculture and industry. It usually brings in colder than normal winters in India. La Nina influences the Indian subcontinent by piping in cold air from Siberia and South China. Very important. In your preliminary examination, they can use statement La Nina brings cold air from Siberia and South China. Normally, whenever we speak about El Nino or La Nina, we speak about South America, we speak about Australia, we speak about Indonesia, we speak about Philippines, we never speak about Siberia and South China. But remember, if there is a La Nina year, it means cold air from Siberia and South China, which interacts with the tropical heating to produce a north-south low pressure system. Okay, just a minute. Then the cold air of La Nina associated with this north-south trough tends to extend much further south to India, and it actually brings better winters to India. Okay, this is remarkably different from the more northwest southeast blast of air, cold air associated with El Nino. The pressure pattern going north-south means lesser impact of western disturbances, and if you remember, the impact of western disturbances in the year 2022 and 2023 was felt up to Maharashtra. in our Maharashtra. Normally, western disturbances bring rains in Jammu and Kashmir. They bring rains in Uttar Pradesh. They bring rains in, you can say, North India. They do not come up beyond Narmada. Okay, but this time they came beyond Narmada. Okay, up to Maharashtra. It means it is a El Nino year. Why? Because if there is a La Nina, so less impact of western disturbance, and if there is opposite, that is El Nino, more impact of western disturbances. The cold temperature can go down as far as Tamil Nadu, but may not affect the northeast that much. Okay, so this is the impact of La Nina on India. This is neutral phase where trade winds will blow like this. This is El Nino where trade winds go towards the American continent. This is La Nina where strong trade winds will go towards Australia and Indonesia. Okay, so this is all about La Nina and El Nino. Now I am going to give you a short idea about El Nino and La Nina. El Nino, La Nina, cold, right? And there is one neutral phase. For India, bad for India. Okay, and neutral phase. All these three are known as ENSO. I hope you got the fair and clear idea about the El Nino, La Nina, El Nino Southern Oscillation, and this ENSO is about ocean plus atmosphere. It is not only about ocean. Okay, so here we are done with the El Nino, La Nina, ENSO and all these things. I hope you got it very well. Now we have some time, so I am going to discuss one very beautiful article again that came in the Hindu, and the date of this article is 21st June, and this article came in the science page of the Hindu. Breakdown. See, we are discussing about the climate change, we are discussing about the global warming, we are discussing about the negative impact of the global warming. Do you, the impact of the climate change or global warming is more visible and it is more faster in the colder regions, for example Arctic. So this article, what exactly it is saying? Climate breakdown: the Arctic Ocean could be ice free by 2030. Remember, whether it is North Pole or South Pole, in both cases they are mostly covered with the ice, and these ice caps in North Pole or in South Pole, they play a very important role in global climate conditions, global weather patterns, including Indian Ocean. And if one of these poles become free of ice, then it is alarming, then there is a problem. Okay, so there is a probability that Arctic Ocean will become ice free by 2030. Why scientists are saying so? Considerable effort has been invested in determining when the Arctic Ocean might first become ice-free in summer, aka Blue Ocean event. Now remember, in your preliminary examination they can ask you what is Blue Ocean event, or the term Blue Ocean event is associated with, your answer will be it is associated with climate change, or it is associated with Arctic Ocean becoming ice free for the very first time after thousands of years. Okay, so we don't know exactly when the last Blue Ocean event happened. So in the known history of human, Arctic Ocean was never free of ice. Arctic Ocean was never free of ice, and there is a probability that our generation by 2030 might see Arctic Ocean without ice. Okay, we do not know exactly when the last Blue Ocean event happened, but one in the near future would mean open water at the North Pole for the first time in millennia. Means हजारों साल बाद पहली बार नॉर्दर्न पोल या आर्कटिक ओशियन में कोई भी आइस नहीं रहेगा. Okay, so let's go through this article. It is a very beautiful article. Huh? I really like this article, and I find there are potential questions in this article as well. So the Arctic Ocean could be ice free in summer by 2030. Even if we do a good job of reducing emission between now and then, means even if you start reducing emissions of greenhouse gases from today in next 7 years, still it will not stop melting of the ice in Arctic Ocean. What it means? We already emitted that much greenhouse gases which are going to reduce the cover of the ice in Arctic Ocean. So efforts that we are going to take in next 7 years will not help much. That's worrying. Conclusion of a new study in Nature Communications, and it is actually a really worrying. It is really. Then what else they are saying? As a consequences, there has been see, because the ice cap in the Arctic Ocean is melting. So as a there has been considerable effort invested in determining when the Arctic Ocean might first become ice-free in summer, sometimes called blue ocean event, and defined as when sea ice area drops below 1 million square kilometer. According to my information, the average size of the sea ice in Arctic Ocean is 17 million square kilometer. And if that cover goes below 1 million square kilometer, then we say कि Arctic Ocean or Arctic Sea became ice free, and we call that event blue ocean event. Okay, this threshold is used mainly because older, thicker ice along parts of Canada and northern Greenland is expected to remain longer after the rest of the Arctic Ocean is ice free. It means why whole Arctic will not become ice free, because older ice which is very thick, that ice will remain for longer time. Most of the new and thin ice, most of the new and thin ice will become that will become that will become extinct in the Arctic Ocean. Okay, we can't put an exact date on the last blue ocean event, but one in the near future would likely mean open water at the North Pole for the first time in thousands of years, which is worrying. Okay, one problem. See, though we are saying 2030, but scientists themselves are not sure whether it will really happen in 2030 or not. One problem with predicting when this might occur is that sea ice is notoriously difficult to model. Why? First of all, we do not have any information about deep ocean. Whatever information we have is about the surface water of the ocean and the air. We do not have any knowledge about the deep ocean. Plus, the water acts really weird, particularly sea ice. So one problem with predicting when this might occur is that sea ice is notoriously difficult to model because it is influenced by both atmospheric and oceanic circulation, and we have very little knowledge about oceanic circulation. Okay, so one problem with predicting when this might occur is that sea ice is notoriously difficult to model because it is influenced by both atmospheric and oceanic circulation, as well as the flow of heat between these two parts of the climate system. That means that the climate models, powerful computer programs used to simulate environment, need right amount of data, and data about the oceanic circulation is not at all available to get all these components right to be able to accurately predict changes in sea ice extent. So until the supercomputers or the computers get right data to predict changes in the sea ice, it is not possible to predict exact date in which year Arctic Ocean will become ice free. Okay. If I ask you why it is not possible to predict in which year Arctic Ocean will become ice free, so reason is it is difficult for us to get information about the oceanic circulation. That's why it is difficult. Okay. So see, when news like this comes, isn't it worrying, and isn't it happening? Climate change and global warming. So Arctic Sea or Arctic sea ice is an important component of the climate system. I told you, whole world's climate system weather patterns are linked to the ice cover in North Pole as well as in South Pole. So Arctic sea ice is an important component of the climate system as it dramatically reduces the amount of sunlight absorbed by the ocean. Okay, if ice is present now, the albedo of ice is 100%. So all the sunlight that falls on ice, it goes back. So obviously amount of heat that is entering on earth, if there is a icy cover, if there is a cover of the ice, then obviously the temperature of the earth will not increase. But if there is no ice cover, then all the heat that will fall on the water or that will fall on the ocean, it will ultimately uh, will get absorbed and it will become part of the earth's climate system, or it will become part of the earth's weather pattern. That's why it is very important to have sea ice or ice cover in north and south pole. Arctic sea ice is an important component of the climate system as it dramatically reduces the amount of sunlight absorbed by the ocean. Removing this ice is predicted to further accelerate warming through a process known as positive feedback. So remember, what is positive feedback? Melting of the ice that leads to warming of the earth or warming of the temperature of the earth. What is positive feedback? It is rise in the temperature of the earth. That is positive feedback. Clear? So Arctic sea ice, melting of the Arctic sea ice will ultimately increase the average temperature of the earth and it will play a very crucial role in the global warming. Okay, so through this article you needed to know only two facts. Number one, what is blue ocean event? Blue ocean event means melting of the ice cover in Arctic Ocean. Second point you need to remember, what will happen if Arctic Ocean becomes ice free? So it will increase the speed of warming of the Earth's temperature as well as speed of the warming of the ocean temperature of the ocean. Clear? Then there are some other articles as well. We still have some time uh, in this class, so I will show you some more articles which are related to the science or which are related to the climate or environment. You just let me get those articles. I came across many beautiful articles in the Hindu. Okay, recently I came across them. You will get all the details of these articles soon. Then HAP to take AI governance global. So artificial intelligence is also important. I am going to cover that also. Don't worry about that. The remarkable endurance of the Y chromosome, master of wellness. Okay, from here, just remember one fact. Which chromosome is known as master of wellness for your preliminary examination? Y chromosome is known as master of wellness. Okay, I'm going to come up with a separate video on this article, so you need not to worry about that. Fine, let's go ahead. The next article, I guess, will be related to the climate. Hope so. Telegram bots, their functioning and possible security threats. I will explain this to you also. Don't worry about that. Live Fidgety for enduring health and quality of life. Fine. I guess the articles I'm thinking about, they are not available. It can become ice free. This article is done. I will. There is one more article I do remember. Maybe it is in the latest one. This newspaper. Okay, the rethinking importance of cord blood in regenerative medicine. So this is related to stem cell therapy. I will come up with this article again. There will be a separate session. Now what we will do, I have few slides related to the what we call uh, artificial intelligence. So we will go through them in a quick recap of 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, just give me a second. Not here. It should be here. Yes. Environment and ecology, geography and science and technology, these are very interesting subjects. I really love them. Okay, so let's see. Reflections on artificial intelligence as a friend or foe. Artificial intelligence is our friend or it is our foe. Okay, so Association for Computing Machinery released a statement on principles for responsible algorithmic system, or AS, or artificial intelligence. It is very important to develop a responsible AI or responsible artificial intelligence. Okay. There have been different cautionary messages about AI issued by Future of Life Institute, the Association for the Advancement of Artificial Intelligence, and Center for AI Safety. What is artificial intelligence? It is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers. It describes the action of machines accomplishing tasks that have historically required human intelligence. So, is copying the if machine is copying human intelligence, we call that intelligence. Okay, it includes technologies like ML, that is machine learning, then pattern recognition, big data, neural networks, and self algorithms. Example, there is one example: Facebook's facial recognition software, which identifies faces in the photos we post, the voice recognition software that translates commands we give to Alexa, are some of the examples of artificial intelligence already around us. Okay, so voice recognition, even in Google, is an example of artificial intelligence. What are the AI innovations? Generative artificial intelligence is there. It was in news. Example of generative artificial intelligence is Chat GPT. Okay, and you might have came across the picture of Sri Ram drawn by the AI. That is an example of generative AI. Then LLM, large language models. Then GPT, generative retrained transformers, image generation to experiment, create commercial offerings like DAL-E for image generation, and Chat GPT for text generation. Nowadays, the use of Chat GPT has increased exponentially in every field, including IT. If you come across the advertise on YouTube related to the job of the ITs, they are talking about Chat GPT. Okay, areas of use, limitation, and AGI. Where exactly AI can be used? So AI systems are capable of exhibiting superhuman performance on specific or narrow tasks. For example, in chess, Go, a game several orders harder than chess. In biochemistry, for protein folding. So it can be used in biochemistry, it can be used in sports, it can be used in speech recognition, translation, even identifying common objects such as photographs. Okay. Then what are the limitations? Their performance and utility degrade as more, just a minute. Their performance and utility degrade on more general or ill-defined tasks. They are weak in integrating inferences. They cannot draw inferences. They work purely on the data given to them. Okay. They are weak in integrating inferences across situations based on the common sense humans have. Then artificial general intelligence, or AGI, it refers to intelligence that is not limited or narrow. Then there are no credible efforts towards building AGI yet, and common sense will make human save his life in a life-threatening situation while a robot may remain unmoved. Okay, so artificial intelligence also do not have common sense, so they cannot draw inferences. They do not have any common sense. So these are the problems with artificial intelligence, or AI. Okay. So details about artificial intelligence. I have one suggestion for you. Read each and every article that comes in the Hindu or Indian Express that is related to the artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning, these topics are very important and very crucial for your prelims as well as for your mains examination as well as for your day-to-day life. So IQ Civils IAS Academy is running many government projects that are helping many meritorious students to crack UPSC CSC examination. Then we are starting our new batches from 5th July, 12th July, and 19th of July. So these batches are available online as well as they are available offline. So if you want to join these batches, what you need to do? Just a simple task. Just call on this number and register yourself. As soon as you register yourself, you get your seat booked and you can enjoy the quality learning at IQ Civils IAS Academy. Don't forget to like this video, share this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Notes of all these videos will be uploaded on our Telegram channel. This is our Telegram channel. So join this Telegram channel and enjoy the quality content available at IQ Civils IAS Academy for UPSC and APSC examinations. If you have any doubts related to the content I am giving in these videos, you can ask your doubts on the in the comment, or you can also ask your doubts in the live chat. Why? Because whenever these videos get premiered, I watch these videos live and I answer your questions as well. So that's it from my side, guys. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care. Sayonara.